Close. Close. Mastering Madden.
If you want to get a head start on the next meta blitz, meta defense, you're in the right place. We'll call it the +1 blitz. It's a conceptual blitz, but really only works best in the 4-4 split. So right here, I'm in the 46 playbook, but there's, like 8 to 10 other team playbooks that will have this, and hopefully I'll remember to put those in the description or in the comments below. But the play that we're looking at is the LB fire here. And the idea is super, super simple. Okay, so it's blitzing exactly one more player than your opponent has blocking every single time without having to actually know how many players that your opponent's blocking. So what I'll do here is I'll come out with it, and I'm going to come out in Patriots playbook, just any sort of play here, just so I can show you what we're looking at here. So it's a zero blitz, similar to say like mid blitz is something that's been popular this year and the previous year. But instead of blitzing 6 or blitzing 7 no matter what and hoping that we guess right in terms of how many players our opponents keeping it to block or keeping out to do their routes, what we're gonna have here is 6 guys blitzing every single time. So the 4 defensive linemen and the 2 inside linebackers, and then you have 2 outside linebackers here. So right outside linebacker, left outside linebacker that are automatically going to be manned up on the running back and the tight end, in a 21 personnel here. In 11 personnel here. Or if it's 2 backs, one of them will be on one running back and one of them will be on the other running back. What they do in this formation is a green dog blitz. So if that player comes out on a route, he's going to cover him man-to-man. If he stays into block, he's going to add into the blitz. Okay, so in this case, if we think about it this way, and we have everybody coming out on routes here, well, we have 5 blockers against 6 guys blitzing. So no matter what kind of slide protection or ID the mic or anything like that, you cannot, account for that extra blitzer. So that guy's always going to come in. Then, if you have a blocked running back, well, you got 6 blockers, but now you have 6 blitzers plus the green dog blitzer, so you get 7 against 6. And you can keep doing that with the block tight ends and so on and so forth. What's great about this formation is, as far as I know, it's the only formation and the only play that actually has consistent green dog blitzing. So you can't do it out of inside linebackers, out of say like a 4-3 normal or something like that. And certain other formations, you can, like say if you do 3-4 odd, one of the outside linebackers will do it, the other one won't. So this is really consistent and everything's set up for you. So right away, we'll go ahead and show you the really obvious one, 6 guys blitzing against 5. And we'll kind of hold off on the coverage for now. We're just going to talk about the blitzing here. So it comes in, obviously, one guy is going to come in. So now, obviously you're going to want the fastest players here so they can come in really quick. Because the pressure is guaranteed to come in. It's just a matter of holding up in coverage for 2 to 3 seconds, and then the blitz comes in. Now, they block a running back. So the running back's blocked, so this outside linebacker is going to add into the blitz. So again, you're going to have a +1, and you're guaranteed to come in for the sack. Now let's switch it up a bit. Let's put the running back out, and let's block the tight end. So now this outside linebacker is going to follow the swing route, and this outside linebacker is going to add to the blitz, giving you that +1 and that sack. So in that case, he kind of hung up a little bit, but you saw how he got there. And actually, it was the block shed defender that ended up getting in, so we'll just have to show that again. See, just like that. So always going to come free, right? 6 blockers is not going to be able to account for 7 rushers. Kind of the holy grail of it all. Usually, if you're max protecting 7 guys, no matter what crazy, awesome blitz that you've seen this game and the previous games, it usually picks it up. In this case, there's no way they can pick it up, again, because you're having a +1 in the blitz game. So we'll go ahead and do that, and everybody comes in, and we get that sack. What if they protect 7, and then say bring in one of these guys? Like say if they motion in the slot wide receiver here to get that 8th blocker, well, now what you have is you have a +1 in coverage. So you have 2 guys locked up man-to-man on the outside, and then this coverage guy, probably your user, and we'll get into that shortly, isn't going to have to cover anyone. So then you have 8 rushers against 8 blockers, and from what I've seen in testing and gameplay, the chances are very high that somebody's going to come in anyway, because just for that many moving pieces to work out correctly for the blocking, it doesn't work out often. So we'll go ahead and do that, and you'll see how, it was a little late, but so you can see how this is going to be pretty useful for you. So it's really just, the idea is that your pressure is going to come in guaranteed no matter what under 2 to 3 seconds, and then from there you're just trying to hold up for those 2 seconds with your user defender. So usually what it'll be is you'll have these guys locked up man to man, and then you'll user this slot defender here. You'll kind of user him while keeping an eye on the other ones as well. The movement of your user defender is usually, for these games, it's just been kind of, I guess, overpowered in the sense where you can cover almost 1 or 2 routes at the same time. So it really shouldn't be an issue for you. Just really try to be unpredictable for your opponent, make them hesitate, and then that sack's going to come in. There are a few things I want to note here. Some important things to note, actually. So 4-4 split again, LB fire. If you come into a formation like, say, trips tight end, where the running back and the tight end are on the same side, so PA shot wheel. By the way, if you're looking for a good defense for some of these crossers, this is going to be it, because there's none of these crossers can possibly develop in time for the sack to come in. So what the issue is here is you have outside linebacker kind of cross-manned on the running back. So if the running back were to run his table route, like say on level sail, he's going to get open nicely. So again, on formations where the running back and tight end are set to the same side, you're going to have to either move this linebacker out here manually or blitz him and take the defensive end on that side and man him up. Okay, so now again you have 6 designated blitzers plus 2 green dog blitzers, so you're always going to be right. Your opponent's going to be kind of like, okay, well, they're sending 8 here, I should be able to just send out a little table route or something like that. But if they do, they're going to be there for man-to-man. So let's go ahead and take ourselves off of this, and it'll show you here max protect, and everybody's going to come in, somebody's going to come through. Not bad, right? So obviously, there's some other things to note. Personnel-wise, what I would suggest is your front 4 you don't really care about. Like, you could probably just go get your best run stuffers that you possibly can, big block shed guys. And then what's most important is absolute most possible speed that you can get at the outside linebacker and middle linebacker positions. Okay, I don't think I've seen anything that would say any of these linebackers coming in more consistently, so really you should get speed across the board. Unfortunately, you can't do subbing safeties in. So, but at this point you have some of those combine players that you can put in. Then you have your cornerbacks here, so go get somebody like a Deion Sanders, the absolute most speed you can get, and then even man coverage, it actually does something. I think there's like a threshold where they play man a little bit better. It's still not great, but just get the best guys you can possibly get there. All you need is just 2 of them. And then your safety is going to be the free safety. Your user is going to be the free safety, usually. So, go get your favorite user player, whoever that might be. Other things I want to stress. The difference between, and I think you've probably got this throughout the video, but I just can't stress this enough, is that this isn't like we're sending engage 8 here. Where engage 8, you're blitzing 8 no matter what, so that if they do send 5 out on routes, that you're kind of screwed. In this case, you're always going to be covered. Like I was saying before, your opponent's going to think that you're like reading their mind or something, where when they're sending 5 out on routes, you're sending 6. When they're sending 4 out on routes, you're sending 7. And you're always winning. There's other things I want to note. Also, actually, in that same manner, cover 0, like a mid-blitz, or even just, like a mid-blitz, you're sending 6, and really simply put, if your opponent would just block a running back, technically they can pick that up, and if they do the right slide protection and ID and a mic, and if they max protect with 7, usually there's no way that can come in. In this case, again, you're always kind of set. Other things I want to say, obviously, if you run this a lot, which I still wouldn't recommend, I'll still recommend mixing in some of these zone coverages, like the cover 2 invert is always good, a little bit of cover 3. If you are going to run, man-free defense over and over again, you're likely going to come up against things like double pump and goes. So we have a situation like, and actually this is tough because this is a big speed. Actually, no, it should be okay. You're going to come up against these double moves. So if I can max protect here, and then double move with Rice over here, you get beat over the top, just like this. So that's something you're obviously going to have to watch out for. First of all, maybe your opponent doesn't even know that, but it's possible. So it's something you're going to have to watch out for is like, is this a formation that has a double move? If you're running this a lot, you'll probably get to know that a little bit more, which formations have that possibility. So if you don't want to get beat by that, there's things you can do, like, say if you suspect that, you can put a deep third over there and try to be a little bit more cognizant if that wide receiver comes in on a slant route or something like that. Again, there's a little bit of a burden put on your user where you have to kind of man coverage on your assignment while keeping your eye kind of open towards the other guys. Or what I've noticed is that, and I don't think there's any reason not to, is just move your cornerback in a little bit. 5 to 10 yards. Just move him in, and he's going to be a lot less susceptible to those double moves. See, just like this, now we throw that, and we can't get open there. So moving him in will make him not be able to get beat by the double move, so you can go ahead and do that on both sides. And also, you're going to be a little bit better on slants coming in. So, he's still not going to be right on that slant, but he's going to be better than he normally would be. But, that's the whole point of this, is that you are betting that your opponent isn't great at the quick passing game, which I feel like a lot of people aren't great. People are utilizing or kind of relying on these deep crossers and stuff like that. So see who's better, your wild, chaotic user defender or their quick game. And then from there, you can mix that up. You can pop in a cover 2 invert from there and just play straight up zone. So move that up. I could keep kind of going on with this, but really that's the idea of it. If you guys like this, if I see some engagement with this, with how many people are liking and viewing, I might do another video kind of how we can actually build a defense off of this, how we can work in other zones, and how we can make some adjustments to be a little bit safer and a little bit more unpredictable in the back end while still having this really fantastic Blitz D. Okay, that's it for this one. Let me know how it goes in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.